I'm hearing from quite a lot of you that you really miss the physical contact, and no wonder. In Genesis 2, God said it's not good that man or mankind be alone. And this reality, I think, is what prompted God to create woman in any case. But I think that principle stands. It remains that Adam would have suffered had he remained alone. And we suffer when we are alone. We are created with this wiring to be together. I think it's the way God created us. And one author that I was reading last year, Bessel van der Kolk, says this: our culture teaches us to focus on our personal uniqueness, but at a deeper level, we barely exist as individual organisms. Our brains are built to help us function as members of a tribe. Most of our energy is devoted to connecting to others. Van der Kolk also, he in a book, The Body Keeps the Score, presents research describing mirror neurons, part of our neurobiology that means that when we observe someone else, our brain's mirror neurons are also firing, mirroring the other person's actions, their body language, their emotions, and so on. And we're not conscious of this going on, but it explains where and why things such as empathy, synchrony, and such things occur. It's clear that God built us, created us to be together, and when we aren't, we suffer for it. Van der Kolk also wrote that social support isn't the same as merely being in the presence of someone. The critical issue is reciprocity, being truly heard and seen by the people around us, feeling that we are held in someone else's mind and heart. For our physiology to calm down, to heal, and even to grow, we need a visceral feeling of safety. And if we don't have this, we feel out of sync. I think that explains partly what I'm feeling, and perhaps what many others are also feeling. So what is going on around us and within us is very significant, because to varying degrees we are being deprived of the very thing that causes us to feel safe. And Zooming, let's be honest, wonderful as it is, it just doesn't elicit that visceral response that is required for the feeling of safety and belonging. In fact, the mirror neurons don't fire in the same way when we observe a flat screen. A static picture of a face does not elicit the same response as someone living in front of us or on a screen, actually being there, present and moving around. Ultimately, this deprivation, I think, of social interaction, it will cause the human to pine. It will suffer, but for the fact that God knows us and will look after us. In fact, we know from Matthew that blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. There is very much a process that God initiates when we are feeling these things.